it's like our love and it cost me, yeah, yeah. We took a Polaroid, I lost it, baby. And I wonder where you are now. Perfume lingered on my pillow, miss your curfew. Ready for whatever, asking where to. Don't mind if I'm with you. It's
Live. This is episode Polaroid of the Scott Young Frequency. This is our podcast. Streaming it live with you all here on TikTok, and we're also recording. So if you're jumping in somewhere in the middle, later, no worries. It will be posted everywhere, YouTube, Spotify, podcasts, etc. But for this episode, guys, as we did for both the last two songs in the album, we're going to dive in to the lyrics, kind of where we were coming from when we wrote it, and kind of my meaning that I wish to transmit. For those of you who are new, my name is Scott Young. I make the music you want to hear. And one thing I want to start off with, which was reminded to me by a dear family member, which is, especially with music, guys, but all art, and you could say everything, but especially art and especially music, is everyone's going to have their own interpretation when they listen to music, of course. So it actually is not as important as what I mean when I write the song and what I intend, as opposed to what you take away from it. Because you could listen to a song today and then listen to it 10 months from now and then 10 years from now, and the lyrics might hit you differently. The meaning in the song might come across differently. So I just want to set the stage with that, which is whatever my music or any music, but right now we're talking about Polaroid, whatever meaning you get from it, that's actually what's most relevant at this moment. So however, it is always fun to dive into lyrics and kind of what I intend for them to kind of get across. So for those of you who've heard it before, maybe you haven't heard it before, on its face, Polaroid sounds and feels kind of like a love song, kind of like not as much a love song as opposed to talking about some sort of maybe ex-boyfriend, ex-girlfriend, someone that you once were with. Hey Tyler, how's it going? Deshonda, welcome to the family. And guys, feel free to drop your comments and questions around the song. I'm gonna have periods of time where I do check the comments. And but yeah, getting back, which is Polaroid kind of sounds and reads like it's talking about a past lover or relationships, early dating. It's kind of got that kind of innocent vibe, but also blending a little bit with nostalgia. And because this is our show and the Scott Young Frequency, as you guys know, or maybe don't know, that my perspective on life, creation, you could say, is that truly nothing out there is ever going to fulfill you. You can only fulfill yourself. It all comes from within. Inspiration, intuition, instinct, introspection. There's a reason all of these powerful terms and all start within. So much music today of the past, etc., is written about love and relationships, sex, all of these things. And I'm not in a place to really truly know how the artist intended it and how it wrote it. But what I can tell you, hey 369, good to see you, my friend. What I can tell you is, even though we're about to dive into Polaroid, which reads like some sort of love song, which reads like a relationship, actually it's just a big analogy, a big metaphor rather, for your relationship to your true self, to who you truly are. Similar to New Face, but this one actually reads a lot more like, wow, I dated someone, or this person, meant this to me. Hey Limbic, good to see you. Welcome. Perfect timing, because we're diving into the podcast episode for Polaroid. So I want to set that stage because, and and revealing a little bit about, you could say, this album as a whole. Polaroid is one of those songs where it really kind of less directly hints at all of the things we often discuss, kind of the spiritual nature of this reality, that none of this is truly real. Ultimately, it's all a dream. However, it kind of delivers it in a more of a, you could say, digestible way that people are often accustomed to. But I want to make it very clear that this song is not placing your love, your power, your fulfillment, your energy, your excitement outside of you in a former relationship, even the prospect of a future relationship. It's really to remind you that all of that is within you. So we're going to dive into it. And I don't exactly know what that account name is. It's some sort of face. What are we talking about? We're talking about our new song, Polaroid. And kind of this is the breakdown of it, guys. So I want to start it off with that. And so now we have that context. We're going to break down the song, guys. So going to kind of go through as always, and we're going to jump into it. So here's the intro.
I wish I had that Polaroid back. I wanna get that Polaroid back. I wish I had that Polaroid back. We took a Polaroid and I lost it, baby. But missing your smile, I've been searching lately. We took a Polaroid and I lost it. Too careless like our love and it cost me, yeah, yeah. We took a Polaroid, I lost it, baby. And I wonder where you are now. Wonder where you are, I remember.
Alright, so
in that tiny
I think what would be fun
hall,
with this song is, cheers guys, cheers to you, is I'm going to first break down kind of like the more surface level interpretation that one might listen to as potentially just a casual listener of music, and then I'm going to dive into kind of the, you could say, deeper meaning, or the flip side meaning. So, intro. I wish I had that Polaroid back. I wanna get that Polaroid back. I wish I had that Polaroid back. So you'll notice in this song, the Polaroid, the noun, is actually an analogy, you could say, for that sense of innocence, excitement, that energy that we often feel in youth, in a relationship, when we're maybe the first time you're dating. Just that excitement that, like, I don't really know what to expect, but I know it's going to be exciting. And so that Polaroid, in this sense, kind of represents that. And you could say, on the more surface level sense, it just represents trying to find that photo of you and your maybe first lover. You could even think best friend, but it does kind of have like a relationship context to this song. Trying to find that photo, like trying to get that back. Like, so the chorus. We took a Polaroid and I lost it, baby. Been missing your smile, I've been searching lately, yeah. We took a Polaroid and I lost it. Too careless like our love and it cost me, yeah, yeah. We took a Polaroid and I lost it, baby. And I wonder where you are now. So, and guys, thank you so much for these comments. I'm gonna dive into them periodically. So, we took a Polaroid and I lost it. kind of like a funny occurrence, you could say. But the reason I'm searching for it is because I've been missing your smile. Like, even though maybe we broke up years ago or a while ago, distant memory, something about your smile wants me to find that Polaroid, but I lost it. We took a Polaroid and I lost it. You could say the reason I lost it was because too careless like our love and it cost me, yeah, yeah. You know, I lost that Polaroid because I was careless, just like the love we had. It was too careless like the love we had. And that could mean a myriad of things, and it's gonna hit everyone in a different way. And it cost me. It cost me now that I've lost it. I can't find it. And it also cost me in the relationship, because when you're careless about something, it means you don't give a care. You're not giving it potentially the proper focus, love, attention that it deserves, and it cost me. We took a Polaroid and I lost it, baby, and I wonder where you are now. So the chorus kind of ends with, I wonder where you are now. It's like, I think people can often have that feeling of, you think about maybe a past lover, your first boyfriend, girlfriend, even could extend it to a best friend or a family member, and you haven't seen them in ages, and you probably might never see them again, but you have that photo of them, and sometimes you think about them. How are they doing? I wonder where they are. But I guess the funny thing about the chorus is, like, we took that photo and I lost it. Okay, and the deeper, and just to expand on kind of the true meaning, which is, and both meanings are true, guys. It's not like one is superior to the other. It's really whatever one takes away from it. But as you know, our music, especially I Speak Your Language, this album, it has so much more in there in terms of what it can reveal to oneself, especially reveals to me every day. So it's like, extrapolate everything that we talked about with the chorus, which is the missing your smile. We took a Polaroid and I lost it. Too careless like I love and it cost me, yeah. It's like that person you're seeking is actually yourself. That innocence, that power, that excitement that we often project onto our youth or project onto another person, a relationship, even in the past or in the future. But actually, it's like, we're always, it seems like to some degree, seeking for that, getting back to that, finding ourselves. And you could say the Polaroid is a metaphor for that, which is finding who you really are, and that smile, that radiance that you have, shining like the sun. And we all know what this feels like, that superhero within us that we were so tapped into and keyed into as a child often. It's often as we grow up, we kind of lose touch with that. Some of us to a large degree and some of us to a lesser degree. However, we always are kind of seeking that. So that's kind of what looking for that Polaroid is. And I wonder where you are now. Where is it? But guaranteed, guys, it's always there. And we're going to dive deeper. So that's the chorus. I'm going to play a little bit of it again just to tingle the senses, and then get into verse 1.
Polaroid and I lost it. Too careless like I love and it cost me, yeah. We took a Polaroid, I lost it, baby. And I wonder where you are now. Wonder where you are, I remember in that tiny hall. All the times we fought, I can't remember missing calls. Back and forth and it's quiet like a funeral. I drove you home, more silence and I wonder why. I reminisce about those times. I simply let you leave my sight. I always wanted more, I don't really know, but I wanna find that Polaroid. We remember everything.
Alright guys, that's verse 1. And before we dive in, hello everyone, all of our OG friends, 369, Limbic, Hevelin, everyone, welcome. And all of our new friends, welcome too. I'm just gonna check a few comments. And yes, this is the lyric breakdown. Perfect timing, joining. We're recording this live, and the recording will be everywhere later, but this is the live stream and we're just going for it. Limbic, I love that it sounds so differently from your other songs, just as language changes. Thank you, Limbic, yes, and much more to come on the album. 369, I finished listening to Polaroid on your YouTube channel. Thank you, 369, appreciate this. I thought it was more metaphorical, like I lost a moment I had with someone. Okay, I just listened to the rest of your music. I like Money Man the most, very catchy, cool. Yes, guys, this is the sneak peek. It's live happening right now, so if you guys have questions, comments, feel free to drop them. And yeah, just exciting times to be with you all. You guys can feel the energy in the world is changing rapidly. and it feels great. So verse 1. And verse 1 really kind of hints at, I think, what a lot of people can kind of remember in their own relationships, perhaps. Maybe in different, the actual specifics might be different, the details, but the point is kind of like, just kind of starting off verse 1, which is, wonder where you are, I remember in that tiny hall. All the times we fought, I can't remember missing calls. How often, oh, you didn't do this, and oh, you didn't do that. You didn't pick me up that one day. And the other person, I don't recall. Like, I can't remember. My bad. Back and forth, and it's quiet like a funeral. I drove you home, more silence, and I wonder why. So on that point, it's like, often in relationships, it's like you're just kind of talking back and forth, and then it just goes dead silent. It's kind of awkward, but it's not awkward because you guys are just, pissed at each other or whatever. I drove you home, more silence, and I wonder why. I reminisce about those times. I simply let you leave my sight. I always wanted more. I don't really know, but I want to find that Polaroid. So it's like, often you'll think about kind of maybe someone, a past lover, a past relationship, and you'll remember kind of like, the fighting, the challenge, just like, you can't even remember what you're arguing about all those times. And then you ask oneself, like, you don't really know why you reminisce about those times. I wonder why I reminisce about those times. I simply let you leave my side. It's like, I don't know why I reminisce, and like, I just let you go. But there's a reason too of why we let each other go. At least for some of us, like, I'm a big believer that like breakups are a great thing. Breakups are great. Why? Is because people should just move towards their happiness. People should want to find more of their true selves and how it expresses itself in this world. And if that requires leaving, an old partner, an old job, an old location, like, I think it's good. So that's why the next line is, I always wanted more. Often in relationships, one can feel like, not in a necessarily a negative way towards the other, but it's like, I can do better than this. Like, you always kind of feel like there's something more. I don't really know, but I want to find that Polaroid. So that's the first part of the verse, which is like, and that also, to bring it back to the metaphor, is like, there's always more, guys. There's always more to life. Always trust that seeking for the light, inward, upward, more of yourself. Like, there's always more, guys. There's always more. So trust that. And if that makes you leave certain relationships or certain arrangements or certain jobs or certain living locations, then trust that intuition and go for it. So continuing on in the verse, and then I want to check these comments.
I drove you home, more silence, and I wonder why. I reminisce about those times. I simply let you leave my sight. I always wanted more. I don't really know, but I wanna find that Polaroid. We remember everything we did. We were meant to end, yeah, that shit was evident. Maybe it was that youth and that sentiment. Trying to find that photo, trying to recapture it. Took a Polaroid and I lost it, baby.
All right. Second part of verse 1.
Remember everything we did.
That's kind of why I want to find it. Remember it, kind of re-experience it.
We were meant to end, yeah, that shit was evident. Maybe it was that youth and that sentiment. Trying to find that photo, trying to recapture it.
And before we dive in, I want to read these beautiful comments. Face, I don't know what to call that account name. I'll just call it Face. Sing Money Man, I'd like to hear it a cappella. You can check it out on the Money Man episode of the podcast, which is live on YouTube and Spotify. Hevelin, the angry silent rides are so relatable. Literally can't even remember why it just, you just get mad and like, it's like, even if and it usually is the most trivial stuff that starts it. Always is. Even with like arguments or fights with like family members or great friends, it's like you just don't even know why. But kind of like the funny thing is that little trivial thing, whether it's, oh, like you said you would meet me for dinner, but like you were 30 minutes late, or, you know, like, why weren't you paying attention when I was talking about like my job and you were kind of like on your phone or distracted? The silliest things is like, I wouldn't say silly, it's just kind of like, it doesn't seem like it's big stuff. It really is just kind of like a lighter to set both of you in, like, you could say a lower state of mind, a lower vibration. And then from that state, there's almost like, in that moment, it feels like being mad, like there's no way out back to like, can we just get back to like before, like 5 seconds before I said that silly thing, that stupid thing, or 5 minutes ago before you got home, like, can we just reset? But like in that state, it's like you almost can't reset. And like maybe you get driven home, maybe you're kind of like walking to the elevator, and it's just silent, like there's nothing to say. So, you know, relationships, guys. But I think that's also a key part of like why a relationship will never fulfill you. It just can't. How can anything out there ever fulfill what's in here? If anything, the relationship to self is kind of your lifeline. And establish that, deepen that, nurture that, water those roots, and your relationships to others will just be fluid and flow like they naturally are intended to. Angel Baby 2424, welcome to the family. Evelyn, how long did it take you to realize breakups were a good thing? I would say quite immediately, because just logically, it's, even if one person wants out, like, why would, and let's say you're the other person who's like not really keen to break up at that moment, like, why would you want to hold the other person hostage in terms of their happiness? Of course, there's something to be said for compromise and working things out, but I often feel like for a lot of people is compromise is like a nicer, not as bad sounding word for settling. And you guys know me, and I think you all know yourself quite well, is like always reach for the highest. Always reach for the highest. And you know, a relationship, any relationship, whether it's to friend, family, lover, is really just meant to show you and reveal more about yourself, and like areas where you can experience growth or specific learnings that this relationship is meant to teach you. And often once we learn those things, I think it's perfectly fine to realize this relationship has given me great things, and I've learned a lot about myself, and I'll take those learnings, bring it to the next adventure. But you know, people are often, you know, afraid to leave what they know. Of course, that's why comfort in that sense is quite dangerous in some senses, from preventing you from that next elevation. So just once again, guys, to dive into the second part of the verse. I don't really know, but I want to find that Polaroid. Why? Remember everything we did. It's almost like finding that Polaroid, like the physical, in the song, of course, the physical kind of like photo is going to, you know, it's almost like you're projecting that finding that photo will remind you of your own youth, your own power, your own innocence. I use those terms, but once again, they're just words. But one of the true qualities of your natural self, your true self, is innocence. It's like you're not yet inundated with the physical mind or what you've been taught by other people or by society. You just kind of have this purity, and that purity manifests just beautifully in terms of, you know, we all have that kind of spark when we're young, to some degree at least. So we remember everything we did. We were meant to end, yeah, that shit was evident. It's like, often when you're in your first relationship, or maybe it doesn't even have to be your first, just kind of like certain relationships, often in youth, but could be valid anytime, is like part of you knows it's not going to go super far, but it's just like so engaging. It's so fun. It's so lively. Like you don't really know what to expect. You're just going with it. You're just flowing with it. Both of you are. So we were meant to end. Yeah, that shit was evident. And often hindsight's 2020. Of course, it's like you kind of know, like, wow, that was never going to go the long term. Maybe it was that youth and that sentiment. Exactly. It's like it's that youth and that sentiment of like we're just having fun. Like we're just having fun. We're just enjoying this as long as it lasts. Trying to find that photo, trying to recapture it. Recapture what? It's that youth. It's that sentiment. It's that smile I've been searching for. You could say projected onto this concept of a Polaroid. However, trying to recapture it. Isn't that all what we're trying to do, guys? Like in seeking for in the seeking that we do that often manifests itself in seeking for success, prestige, fame, recognition, validation, relationship. We're just seeking for who we really are. I cannot stress this enough throughout this entire album. Seeking for who we really are out there in the world. But what I'm saying, guys, is it doesn't exist out there. It never has and it never will. Because how can something that's not real, the illusion, Maya, the dream, the game world, how could it ever have something that's real, which is what we're all seeking? It doesn't exist there. Reading some comments. Evelyn, yeah, I don't know why some people believe a relationship will fulfill themselves and go into the relationship wanting that. Interesting point, Evelyn, because I think it's largely unconscious or subconscious, or maybe for some very few conscious, but like, yeah, I would say the vast majority of folks who are, get into relationships, not even knowing it consciously. And wow, guys, 2.7K likes, that's insane. Thank you. Most people get into a relationship thinking that it's gonna make them happy. Like true happiness, like lasting happiness. Maybe we don't always consciously know that that's how we're perceiving relationships or perceiving the other, whether it's like your dream boy or dream girl, right? But subconsciously or unconsciously, once again, like that's kind of like what we expect. Like, this person, my perfect partner, my dream XYZ. And you can also put this on dream house, dream job, dream car, but relationships are kind of like the most, in a way, like deceptive of like hooks out there of like, oh, that's where, I'll feel complete. So if 99% of people are entering relationships with that kind of perspective, you're going to make me whole, or like, I need you to fulfill me. And it's a spectrum, like different people can be on different, areas of the spectrum, but it's almost inevitable being human that we have this kind of like fantasy. It's like whenever you enter a relationship, it's like you can't even see the person for what they really are, which is more of yourself, because all is one, one is all. It's an infinite unity. You can't see them as the shining God that they are. They are God, as are you. But you just see them as this projection of like, this is my person. And all of these kind of like concepts and notions of possession and like, you did this to me, or like, you have to do this for me, expectations just enter the equation and just like muddy up a lot of stuff. So it's not really a surprise at all why so many relationships end in breakups or divorce or whatever, because like looking for love in all the wrong places, you could say. So I don't really know, but I want to find that Polaroid. Maybe it was that youth and that sentiment. See, it's not about your actual age, that you were 17 when you were dating, or you were 25 in that relationship. It's like, it's the sentiment, it's the energy, which we all have. You can access it right now, guys. All is perfect, all the time. You are already everything you desire to be. That is like, you could say the more realized or mature understanding and expression of maybe the excitement we feel in our first relationship, etc. Gonna check comments here. Brown Eyed Queen, welcome to the family. I'm still learning that breakups are good. Yeah, and I'm not saying you should just go, break up with everyone for the sake of breaking up, but like every battery has its lifespan. Every experience or process has its kind of like endpoint, you could say, and being able to recognize that and then just move on when you need to make moves. It's I think it only benefits you. Angel baby, I love the way you speak. That's so true, but it is a dream. Yes, guys, this is all a dream. And as we've talked about in the second episode of the podcast, which is I think called It's All a Dream, truly, is like when you know that it's a dream, it kind of just relaxes everything, doesn't it? It's like when you wake up in your bed from like a dream you have at night and you're like, whoa, I'm so glad that was a dream. It's like, oh, it's just a dream. Like it totally just releases everything. You don't even worry about it anymore because it wasn't real. And a big part of this album too, it's a little more of a subtle, you could say, a concept or point, is that all of this, your life, your stories, your problems, your couch, it's also all a dream. It's not real. And when you realize this, you feel this kind of like, at first it might be a little scary, a little like, whoa, this is kind of weird, but it really releases that kind of like, that tension that we're always holding somewhere within us. Like, oh, things are so real. I need to like do this. I need to like fend for my survival. When you realize that it's all a dream, you can never die. It's all good. Then everything is spirit, everything is God. Then you're really kind of accessing, you could say like a higher density perspective on the nature of this reality. Wait, you make music? Crick, Sting? Yes, we do indeed. Hey, Haviland, thank you so much for responding. It helps to the other friends in the live. It's so helpful. And yes, guys, my name is Scott Young. We're making music right now. We are diving into the lyrics for our latest song, Polaroid. If you're just joining, welcome. You can catch the full podcast episode later when it's posted on YouTube and Spotify, probably in a few days. But this is the live stream right now. 369 Twisted One. We all live our lives based on our relationship to something, real or not real. People have, don't have. 369, always coming in with the incisive and very kind of insightful comments. I agree. And you could say it definitely is like a continual journey. And it's just part of being human is like we will have that sense of relationship. And you could say that, a higher level, which you could say working on, but working on might not be like the proper way to describe it, is like, as long as there is relationship, there's always this, subject, object, relationship. Yeah. And which implies duality, which is ultimately an illusion. So it's just the journey, the spiritual path, the journey. But like the less there is perceived relationship, you versus me versus this phone, me and that song, now really beginning to experience and understand the unity. And even though it's not experiential on a moment-to-moment basis all the time, because I think that represents quite a high level of mastery and attainment, just the knowledge and conviction that all is one, one is all, and there actually is no duality whatsoever, only unity. It's quite comforting, it's quite illuminating, and it really allows one to flow. All right, we're gonna continue on the song, guys. So after verse 1, we kind of jump right back into the chorus.
Yeah, that shit was evident. Maybe it was that youth and that sentiment. I'm trying to find that photo, trying to recapture it. Took a Polaroid and I lost it, baby. Wanna get it back, cost me, yeah, yeah. We took a Polaroid, I lost it, baby. And I wonder where you are now. Perfume lingered on my pillow.
Yeah, so once again, chorus is the same. We took a Polaroid, I lost it. And I think now you guys can really feel that meaning of like, man, I want to get it back. Like, I want to find it. And that's why verse 1, it starts off like a little vibes wise. It's like, it reminds you of, you know, when you were fighting with your ex, or when you were, you know, driving in the silent car. And then that Polaroid, it's like, but it had something. It had that youth, that sentiment. So the chorus too just obviously drills that in more. And then verse 2, it comes with a bit of a fresher energy. So we're going to jump into that right now.
Took a Polaroid and I lost it. Too careless like a love and it cost me, yeah, yeah. We took a Polaroid, I lost it, baby. And I wonder where you are now. Perfume lingered on my pillow, miss your curfew. Ready for whatever, asking where to. Don't mind if I'm with you. It sped up, it caught up to us, yeah. Reality was always on the cusp, yeah. I always had the feeling we were burning just as bad, but only lasting half as long. Back then I swear in every single hole in our love, yeah, yeah.
All right, verse 2, a lot in there. So we'll just start off, which is perfume lingered on my pillow, missed your curfew. Ready for whatever, asking where to. Don't mind if I'm with you. It sped up, it caught up to us, yeah. So just on that first part of verse 2, it's like a very, in a sense, a visceral reminder, and we all have our own memories and expressions of this. Whether it's like, I don't know, like you're wearing like your boyfriend's like big t-shirt, or like you wake up and like you see like the takeout you got last night, like the pizza you ordered with like your lover or whatever, or like toothbrushes, you know, plenty of memories for everyone in the Matrix to enjoy. But in this song it expresses itself as perfume, it lingered on my pillow, missed your curfew. It's like when you're young, like whether you have a curfew or not, it's like you just don't care. You'll stay up all night, stay out late, like break the rules, like doesn't matter, because like you're together. Ready for whatever, asking, you're asking, that person's asking you where to. Don't mind if I'm with you. Doesn't matter, like where are we going? Like down for whatever, just down to roll, down to ride. Like it doesn't matter if we're together. Heaven lol brings me back. Yeah, for sure. And but once again guys, like you can just imagine that all of those vibes you have, like, you know, perfume, that sweet smell of your true self, it lingers around always, because we're always thinking about that Polaroid. We're always kind of searching for, I wanna get it back. That perfume, that sweet smell of, you know, the reminder of your true self, it lingers. And ready for whatever, asking where to, is when you're living from that place of strength, power, bliss, purity, innocence, alignment, is you don't question like, oh, what's gonna happen if I miss my curfew? Oh, are they gonna let us in? Like, who are we meeting? Where are we going? You know, you're not concerned with that. It's not even relevant. Like we said on a stream, I think a couple of nights ago, is like, often when you're at a certain state of being, you're seeing above the clouds, is like problems don't even exist anymore. You don't need a solution anymore because no problem exists. And yeah, this is fun. Continuing on. So, don't mind if I'm with you. It sped up. It caught up to us, yeah. Reality was always on the cusp, yeah. It's like kind of harkening back to verse 1, which is, We were meant to end, yeah, that shit was evident. It's like you're having fun in the relationship. It's all just like, where are we going? Oh, we're going here? Let's do it. Like, I'm with you, no worries. Like, excited. But sped up, it caught up to us, yeah. Like, this thing has a shelf life. Like, you kind of know in the back of your mind, like, wow, like, is this too good to be true? Like, this can't last. Once again, a reminder that no relationship is going to make you whole, complete. Wouldn't it be nicer to be the source of it? To have the source of that excitement, that exuberant, youthful energy all the time, which is already your true self. You just have to remember that and tap into it and align with it. As opposed to thinking that it existed in a relationship or only when I was 22, etc., etc. I always had the feeling we were, that kind of subtle feeling, burning twice as bright, but only lasting half as long. Back then our sweaters were in every single hole in our love, yeah. So it's like I always had this feeling that we were burning twice as bright, just like so exciting. It's like it's almost like a explosive, fiery, loving, just passionate relationship, but only lasting half as long. And then, you know, in youth, I don't know about you guys, you might have like certain jeans or like a certain pair of shorts or sweatpants, but like in this song, back then our sweaters were in every single hole in our love, yeah. It's like our sweaters were showing all of the deficiencies or holes or gaps in our relationship and our love, kind of reminding once again, like our love was careless, kind of like the chorus says. I took a Polaroid and I lost it, baby. But missing your smile, I've been searching lately. We took a Polaroid and I lost it. Too careless like our love and it cost me, yeah, yeah. So, yeah, our sweaters we're wearing every single hole in our love. It's like sometimes when you're young, whether it's in high school or college or whatever, it doesn't matter. It's like you're just always wearing those same clothes because you love it. Maybe it has that smell of the perfume. Maybe it has the smell of cologne, and you're good with it. And it's got all these holes. It's worn down, whatever. But it also represents the holes in your love with your partner or whatever. So if I could explain kind of once again the parallel meaning, which is it sped up, it caught up to us, yeah. Reality was always on the cusp, yeah. It's like popping those illusions, guys. Like you guys, we've said it a bunch of times already, but just to hammer it home, it's like the relationship will not bring you what you're projecting it'll bring you. Reality will catch up, you'll wake up real quick, and you'll realize that, wow, I always had the feeling that there's something more, there's something here. I gotta find it. Polaroid, aka who I really am. Evelyn, I was there, yes. Problems don't exist. Evelyn, you were there, yes. Problems don't exist if you don't create them. Don't create the problem, you don't need a solution. Very efficient. Evelyn, relationship don't equal happiness. Yes, and the funny thing is when you're free, when you're living like exuberantly as your true self, loving who you are and your constitution and your own alignment, your own honor, your own integrity, you're gonna have the most fruitful relationships you could ever imagine because you're not entering them from a sense of this is gonna make me whole. You're putting your happiness conditional upon someone else, something else. But true love, true happiness, it's not conditional at all. There are no conditions. It's already the natural state of this reality. It is love. So in a way you could say unconditional love does not exist because conditional love does not exist. So yes, once again, you can have these amazing, natural, harmonious, beautiful relationships that just naturally unfold because you're aligned, you're feeling good, you're loving yourself, you don't need anything from the world. So thus, the world will then provide you with everything that's naturally meant for you. And that doesn't mean like your relationships in terms of their manifestation will be harmonious 24/7. Like, so much of a relationship, once again, is to show yourself or show the other person what they need to learn to become more of who they are. And that might sometimes manifest in disharmony. It might manifest in a tough conversation, some heated discussions, but it's all grounded in like, man, we all just like love ourselves and want the best for quote unquote the other person, which is really just more of ourself. All right, continuing on with verse 2.
It only lasted half as long back then, I swear I swear in every single hole in our love, yeah, yeah. And now we ride in different tracks. Trains left the station, souvenirs are fading. Anyways, I wanna tell ya, took a Polaroid and I lost
Yeah, so just the second part of verse 2. Back then I swear I was wearing every single hole in our love, yeah, yeah. And now we ride in different tracks. Trains left the station, souvenirs are fading. Anyways, I wanna tell ya. So it's like, it's very helpful to know that everyone's on their own journey, and you could represent that journey with the kind of concept, the analogy of train tracks. And there might be periods of time with best friends, with lovers, even with family members, or random strangers, where your tracks meet for a period of time. They run parallel, and that person's just like really in your life. They're just like really in your consciousness. You're in your mind, like, and you could even say for people you follow, like, you know, people like teachers or certain authors or artists, even, like, your mind is just like really like in that energy. And like, but specifically with relationships, it's like you're train tracking together. And naturally what happens is people will make decisions in their life or take up new adventures or journeys, which naturally will take their train track in a different direction. And but yours still going this way, or maybe you're just going this way as well, or maybe you go together. And it really helps, like, at least for the mind to like, at least for me, like, grasp, like, that is just the nature of relationships. And to not make it in your mind like, oh, it has to be this way. We have to roll together for X amount of time, or forever even, like, oh, forever. Dangerous to think that way, you could say. But like placing conditions on how those tracks should play out, like just letting it be natural. So yeah, yeah. And now we ride in different tracks. Those trains left the station, the souvenirs are fading. So despite the trains having left the station and we're on different tracks, as you know, like, we're not even in contact anymore in the analogy of the relationship. Anyways, I want to tell ya. So still, even so, I still want to tell you. And you could also, like, in the metaphor, think about, you know, it also ties into parallel realities, is there's other versions of you that is still living that life that you long have left and buried in the past. That person still exists, living that life in a parallel reality. It's not the one you're experiencing now. And sometimes we'll think back, what would my life have been like if I had continued dating that person, or continued working at that company, or continued pursuing my dream, or didn't give up my dream, whatever it is. It's like, what would my life have been like? Then it's like, those are also train tracks of your own life, of your own parallel realities. So it's another way to interpret it, is like, but those trains have left the station. the souvenirs from the past have faded. And as we encourage always, guys, especially in, I think, New Face, we touched on it, is just like uninstall the past, bury it, bury the dead. Because you're here right now, are you not? You're aware and vibrant and in touch with everything right now, are you not? That power, the power always exists in the now, in the present moment. So, entering into the outro of the song.
Yeah. And now we ride in different tracks. Trains left the station, souvenirs are faded. Anyways, I wanna tell ya, took a Polaroid and I lost it, baby. Been missing your smile, I've been searching lately. We took a Polaroid and I lost it. Too careless like our love and it cost me, yeah, yeah. We took a Polaroid, I lost it, baby. And I wonder where you are now. Wonder where you are, wonder where you are, wonder where you are, maybe. Wonder where you are, wonder where you are, wonder where you are. Hope you're doing good.
That's it, guys. So the chorus repeats, and then in the outro. And I wonder where you are now. Wonder where you are, wonder where you are, wonder where you are, maybe. There's always like a maybe. Like, what could have happened? Right? What we could have been or not been. What would have happened if you pursued your dream to the fullest? What would have happened if you didn't move to that new city, or did? That you once, what would have happened if you took that job? Maybe. That's up to you, for you to decide. Wonder where you are, wonder where you are, wonder where you are. Hope you're doing good. So it's like, in the context of a relationship, or past lovers or friends, it's like, you might think about them from time to time, but it kind of ends there. It's like, hope you're doing good. However, I have since, you could say, upgraded my own language, and I know you're doing good. I know you're doing good, guys, whoever it is, because you're at a great state. So everything else in your reality, from the people to the circumstances, you know it's going to be great. For those of you who have seen kind of our discussion around hoping, believing, faithing, and then knowing. However, so yeah, it's like, wonder where you are. It's like, we're always looking for that self, guys, and like, really, wonder where you are. Yes, relationship, past lover, but really, where am I? Where is my true self? Can I find it? I know you can, because it's already here. It's not that complex. However, it can feel like often we're seeking it. Maybe, and this is just really opens up the entire like spectrum of what can happen to your life now once you, quote unquote, find that Polaroid, which is, you don't know what's going to happen. Maybe miracles every second, maybe magic. Indeed, it is a fairy tale, but you kind of have to go there. You have to believe it. You have to know yourself and believe in yourself, because then that maybe can turn into a reality in itself, even though none of it's real, but it will become your manifest experience in the dream. And that's about it, guys. I mean, Polaroid, it definitely has this sense, even from like, when we kind of look at it as the metaphor, it has this kind of like, you could say nostalgic type of energy, or a yearning, or a looking to get back to. But that's why it is song number 3 on the album, because New Face and Money Man really set the stage for, hey, this is what we're talking about. This is our new language now. It's like, you have this new face, right? You know it's true. This is powerful. Yeah, take it all in fresh air. It's just fresh up there. It's powerful. And then Money Man's like, Yes, when you embody your new face, you're gonna face the doubters, you're gonna face the skeptics, your own self-doubt. None of it's true. Every single doubt you feel just lies. So, and then song 3 on the album, Polaroid, it kind of reminisces a bit. It's like, along the journey, guys, you're going to kind of sometimes lose touch with that exuberance. And then maybe you're thinking back to previous points in your life, reminiscing a little bit. And as you'll realize later in the album, as more songs come out, it's like, cool, you can reminisce a bit. I'm gonna shake you out of it, shake you out back to now, because now is the point of power always. And but Polaroid's kind of like a little reminder of like using the using kind of like the memory of youth or relationship to remind you that energy that you experienced in that time of your life, in those chapters, is really what you are. So naturally we can kind of dip back, peaks and valleys. However, Polaroid's like, it's kind of like a sweet little nostalgia of, once again, we always have this seeking, we always have this like looking for ourselves. It's truly what this album is about. And the take home is, guys, and this concept, this theme, this message will continue to flower as more songs come out. Woo! And blossom. So stay tuned, because there's much more to come. But I'm so glad that tonight we were able to dive into this one, Polaroid. It's got a special place in my heart, and as all the songs do, of course. Each one just kind of strikes a different chord a little bit, plucks a different string. And 369, thank you so much, man. Another great song, got me in my feelings, super fun. It's just fun to dive into this. Once again, as we started off with the show by saying, it's like, I totally understand some artists kind of leaving the songs out open interpretation. Never explain the lyrics. And I think that with this album, that would definitely have a lot of intrigue as well, if I never explain anything. However, because the lyrics are so crucial to expressing what I seek to convey and transmit to all of you, which is really just all more of me, myself, this kind of the oneness, the collective consciousness, the energy of the planet. I feel like that there is value in breaking it down, getting into it nitty gritty, and then once again, like, you'll all take your own meaning away from it, as we do with everything, whether we're reading a book, watching a film, having a conversation, listening to a podcast. You'll all take away whatever's relevant to take away at that moment. So yeah, but that's Polaroid. And even though it seems like we took a Polaroid and I lost it, we took a Polaroid and I lost it, baby. Even though it seems like you lost it, even though it seems like you kind of fall out of that ideal state, you fall out of your ideal vibration. Maybe you're in a valley at the moment and you just kind of like, things are maybe a bit murky or a bit muddy. All I'm saying is like, you're gonna find it, guys. You're gonna get back, and you're gonna get back at an even higher state than when you fell out of it. Like, even though it seems like we're in a valley sometimes, that valley actually is higher than your last peak. If you really kind of observe your experiences in your journey, it's like, even if you look at a mountain range, I use this analogy often, like Everest is like, yes, there's the summit and there's peaks and valleys, but like the next valley is technically higher than the last peak. It just is. So don't let your feelings and your emotions confuse you that you're like not in the right place or whatever. Like, sometimes you're just meant to like experience more of the valley so you can integrate learnings that you've had in your peak experiences and your peak states. Because when you're peaking, when you're on a peak, you just like, it's all just exciting and happening so quickly that you can't really marinate and integrate with everything you're your higher self is learning in those peaks, and often valleys kind of, it's like we drop from that super exuberant state, but the learnings are still there. They didn't go anywhere. So once again, like, took a Polaroid and I lost it, baby. You might lose it for a bit, but don't worry. You're getting back. You're going higher always, guys. Always better. Life is always better. Future's always better than the past. Always, guys. And maybe for some people, they don't experience it that way, but it's really the perspective, knowing that you're always going on and up, greater and greater towards your true self, your true alignment. And yeah, guys, that's about it for this episode of the podcast. If you guys have any more comments, questions, feel free to drop them. This has been the Scott Young Frequency, just the podcast where we share our frequency with the world. People have asked in the past, what genre is your music? I just say it's our genre, because this is us. This is what we vibe with, this higher vibrational state, this understanding of, who we are and getting that out there. I'd also, the second response is, I say it's pop, because all pop means is popular. And I do think, as I've mentioned before, it is time to introduce kind of like what popular means. Reintroduce it, refresh that term. No longer will we sing about, oh, I broke up with you and I miss you and now I feel like this, or like, oh, I can't wait for you to call me. Once again, the artist might have wrote it with a completely different meaning, but I'm just kind of creating an example here. Or like, let's get the fat clout and stacks so we can impress whatever our lack beliefs. It's like, I think it's time for popular to take a new meaning on, and we're here as one, as a team, as a family, with our genre of music, pushing that forward. So without further ado, thank you guys. I'm gonna play this song one more time, and if you guys have any final comments, questions, feel free to drop them, but I'll just let it ride once, and then we'll probably wind this down.
I wish I had that Polaroid back. I wanna get that Polaroid back. I wish I had that Polaroid back. We took a Polaroid and I lost it, baby. But missing your smile, I've been searching lately. We took a Polaroid and I lost it. Too careless like our love and it cost me, yeah. We took a Polaroid, I lost it, baby. And I wonder where you are now. Wonder where you are. I remember in that tiny hall, all the times we fought, I can't remember missing calls. Back and forth and it's quiet like a funeral. I drove you home, more silence, and I wonder why. I reminisce about those times. I simply let you leave my sight. I always wanted more. I don't really know, but I wanna find that Polaroid. We remember everything we did. We were meant to end, yeah, that shit was evident. Maybe it was that youth and that sentiment. I'm trying to find that photo, trying to recapture it. Took a Polaroid and I lost it, baby. Wanna get it back, I wanna get it back. Been missing your smile, I've been searching lately. I've been searching. Took a Polaroid and I lost it. Too careless like our love and it cost me, yeah. We took a Polaroid, I lost it, baby. And I wonder where you are now. Perfume lingered on my pillow, miss your curfew. Ready for whatever, asking where to. Don't mind if I'm with you. It sped up, it caught up to us, yeah. Reality was always on the cusp, yeah. I always had the feeling we were burning just as bad, but only lasting half as long. Back then I swear to swear in every single hole in our love, yeah. And now we ride in different tracks. Trains left the station, souvenirs are fading. Anyways, I wanna tell ya, took a Polaroid and I lost it, baby. But missing your smile, I've been searching lately. We took a Polaroid and I lost it. Too careless like our love and it cost me, yeah. We took a Polaroid, I lost it, baby. And I wonder where you are now. Wonder where you are, wonder where you are, wonder where you are, maybe. Wonder where you are, wonder where doing good. I know you're doing good. Me too, I'm doing good. Yeah. Yeah.
That's Polaroid, guys. Song 3 from our debut album, I Speak Your Language. You can stream it everywhere you stream music, and you can check out the video for Polaroid on my YouTube. I just want to actually wind down with one thing. I'm just going to read off this thing that I wrote basically to myself a couple days ago. So, but you can totally take this as me speaking directly to you. The title for this very short message is Life is a Fairy Tale. Life is a fairy tale. Believe in yourself. Never give up. I always knew there was something more to life. More than the paths traditionally laid out for us by our parents, our peers, and our society. Through this journey, I found who I truly am and what truly matters. We all have a calling, a pure desire, a dream to realize. I encourage you all, every single one of you, to pursue your dream, no matter the circumstances, which never matter. Only your state of being matters. When you live in the conviction that you are already everything you desire to be, you will naturally be led to where you truly want to go. Be powerful. That's it. And what I can say is not just this track, but this entire album, this is just a reflection of basically everything I just said. So that's how it expressed in my journey, and it expresses in my journey. But you all have your own unique, beautiful ways of how that's gonna take shape, take form. So I trust that my music, my message, these podcasts, these videos, etc., all of that will just remind you more of that, of what truly matters, of who you truly are. Pick up the call, guys. All good, always, all perfect. That's it, guys. My name is Scott Young. I make the music you want to hear. And that concludes this episode of the Scott Young Frequency. So fun. Guys, big news. 1 week from today, October 31st, known to some as Halloween, but October 31st, the next song from our album is coming out. So exciting. I think this one's really gonna take root. So stay tuned, guys. You can check out all the updates on across my social medias. Social media. What a funny contraption. So yeah, Limbic, cannot wait for it. Thank you so much. And yes, so excited, so fun to be with you all. I literally have unlimited energy right now just hanging out. And but like I said, everything has its shelf life. And for this episode, we're winding it down. For those of you who joined late, maybe somewhere in the middle, came back and left, the full episode recording of this podcast will be on YouTube and Spotify podcasts, probably in a few days. So stay tuned. And thank you so much, everyone, for your love and support. Without you guys, there's no one to carry this message into the world forward. I mean, I would do it regardless, but you guys are all just doing it in your own shining ways, and I appreciate that to the max. And also remember, guys, the sun just shines the way it shines. It literally does not care about what people think about it shining. The sun just shines. Whether some decide to stay indoors, go outside to get a tan, put on sunscreen, get burnt. I wish it was more overcast today, or I'm so happy it's sunny today. Or I wish it was nighttime already, I like the moon more. The sun does not care at all. It doesn't even register. The sun just does what it does. You are the sun. So just shine how you're meant to, without concern for your own self-image, your own self-perception, how other people's minds will perceive it. Doesn't even hit the radar when Source, the universe, the earth, God looks at your time here. So, with that, I will see you later on the bright side. Why? It's because we're already living in heaven. This is it. See you guys. Bye-bye.
I wish I had that Polaroid back. I wanna get that Polaroid back. I wish I had that Polaroid back. We took a Polaroid and I lost it, baby. But missing your smile, I've been searching lately. We took a Polaroid and I lost it. Too careless like our love and it cost me, yeah, yeah. We took a Polaroid, I lost it, baby. And I wonder where you are now. Wonder where you are, I remember in that tiny hall. All the times we fought, I can't remember missing calls. Back and forth and it's quiet like a funeral. I drove you home, more silence and I wonder why. I reminisce about those times. I simply let you leave my sight. I always wanted more, I don't really know, but I wanna find that Polaroid. We remember everything we did, we were meant to end, yeah that shit was evident. Maybe it was that youth and that sentiment. I'm trying to find that photo, trying to recapture it. Took a Polaroid and I lost it, baby. Wanna get it back, I wanna get it back. I'm missing your smile, I've been searching lately. I've been searching. Took a Polaroid and I lost it. Too careless like our love and it cost me, yeah, yeah. We took a Polaroid, I lost it, baby. And I wonder where you are now. Perfume lingered on my pillow, miss your curfew. Ready for whatever, asking where to. Don't mind if I'm with you. It sped up, it caught up to us, yeah. Reality was always on the cusp, yeah. I always had the feeling we were burning twice as bad, but only lasting half as long. Back then I swear I swear in every single hole in our love, yeah, yeah. And now we ride in different tracks. Trains left the station, souvenirs are fading. Anyways, I wanna tell ya, took a Polaroid and I lost it, baby. But missing your smile, I've been searching